Hi, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to take you through the Blackboard site for Finance 302. You can listen to this or not. You are responsible for knowing where the information is. So this is the home page. Obviously, you've seen that before. And then, around here we have announcements whenever I post them, and I will tend to post them more often than not. As you can see, I had the winter weather. Alright, so let's move forward, and let me just get back to that. Course information. This is where you'll find the syllabus, which includes the tentative course outline, the university published final exam schedule for the spring, and then what you currently have that I just posted for you, the first day of classes presentation. You can take a look at that at your leisure as well. Right, and then course content. This kind of follows the way we do the class. On Thursday we'll talk about the overview of analysis and valuation, why we're doing what we're doing. We're going to skip down a little bit this time and go into some of the valuation models, just so that you know what all this stuff in between is about, because this is our end product we're trying to drive to. Alright, so we'll start with overview of analysis and valuation. I'll present a few valuation models, and then we'll go into financial statement analysis, which is both of these, actually all three of these, and then we forecast, and we'll do a full circle back to valuation. So hopefully you'll understand why we're doing what we're doing here and here to get to here. Alright. And each one of these has a set of slides, so I'll just open up one of these. And so you'll see the slides from the publisher, slides from the publisher, and then some extra stuff that I put in there, in class exercises, and then any other sources or resources that I think are useful for you. We'll actually be using the financial statement effects template. Alright, so that's just kind of an overview of what each one of these contents folders are about. They're really about the subject of the course. The next one, module solutions. So I can tell you that in the past I've had students who have said, where are the answers to the back of the book? Well, here they are. Every single question that's at the end of the module, and I give you ones to study for each of the exams, they're located here. So you know that all modules that we're covering in this course, all the answers to the back of the book are here. Alright. Homework assignments. This is currently empty. I'm going to be posting a homework assignment probably later this week. And basically what it does, I'll give you an example. This is last semester's. You can't see these. I'll have a homework assignment when it is due. And then when you open it up, you'll see that it has a point score to it. So how many points it's worth. Alright, so you'll see that up there. And I also tell you about it when I post it, that it's due, when it's due, and how much it's worth. Semester company information. This is also going to include the link to the company's website and the probably 4 years of 10Ks, so that you can go back and research it. Those 10Ks are also available on the company website, but I kind of make it easy for you. Also, if there's anything else that I think is relevant to the course and the analysis of the company, I'll post in here. The next one, exam information. Each one of these will be populated. So for exam 1, it's likely next week you'll have the information on what's expected in exam 1. And I also give additional information. So let me just open this up and kind of give you an idea. This was Under Armour last semester. And generally it has the information, frequently asked questions, suggested problems. Those are coming from the modules, and examples, sample front page of the exam 1, what it is going to look like. And then, one of the key questions I ask, it's every semester, a disaggregation of the company that we're studying. This is from a couple of semesters ago. This is even further back, but I try to give you as many examples as possible. All right, and then this one, basically, you're required to do this on Excel, but I give you the values, and you do the formulas. I give you the values so that you can check your formulas and make sure that they're working properly and you've got the same answer as me. Right, and then of course the exam answers. When we complete the exam, I post the answers to most of the questions on there. Right. The next one, let's see, SOM announcements. This, if I get something from the School of Management, I'll post it up here. I always keep an Alpha Kappa Psi PowerPoint slide. It's a business fraternity of which I am a faculty advisor, and by the way, I'm also a faculty advisor for the Mason Investment Club, so if you have any questions about that, hoping to get a flyer from those guys and that I can post up here as well. There's a thing called the Bloomberg Aptitude Test, which is not to be confused with a Bloomberg certification, that I'll be sending information out about. We're having probably our first exam in February. There'll be about 4 exams this semester. It's free of charge. It's hosted by Bloomberg. It's done on campus on a Saturday morning. Really helps get your name out there, because once you take the test, your scores are entered into the database of which employers search. We've got quite a few connections from that, and so you'll know a little bit more about that. And that's also the SOM article based upon our scoring so far, because I don't offer it as a credit. In other words, it doesn't have any points associated with taking the Bloomberg Aptitude Test. It's really for your benefit. Only really serious students are taking the aptitude test, and so therefore Mason is basically scoring at or above the global average for this particular exam. I like to say it's kind of like a CFA, or a GMAT or something like that. That's kind of what it compares to, but there's more information that I'll provide you on that later on. Crystal ball, as you know from my presentation, we'll be using Crystal ball this semester. This is a whole bunch of ancillary information. Probably we'll have a case associated with this semester, which will be a little bit different, so that you understand how it's used, and then we apply it to our company to figure out the validity of our forecasts. Additional resources. This is really, I had talked to you about the resources available. So these are some of the things that I think are useful for you, like basic instructions for getting into the Bloomberg terminal, setting up your account. We do have a question about Porter's 5 forces that we talk about in the early part of the semester. Most of you have been introduced to it in SOM 301. And so now we apply it to whatever company I've chosen. Demoter and Online, this is, he's a corporate finance and valuation professor at the Stern School of Business at New York, so NYU. And, my students in the past, the serious ones, have used this as a resource for data mining, for understanding how to approach a problem. He's got a free online MBA valuation course on here. Really, really cool. So it's a great site to be in. You'll see me using it over this semester as well. I already did this, books, videos, and stuff. This was in the first day of classes presentation that I've already posted. These are the free sites that I was talking about, resources. Precision Alert, you can receive information on the company that we choose and other companies in the industry. You can register, and then you manage your alerts. And so whenever anything comes out about the company, news releases or quarterly earnings or 10K published, it actually comes to you that says this has happened, and so you can go in there and pull that information out. Very useful. It's kind of a push technology. Seeking Alpha, recent updates every single day. So I get top 10 news financial news every day on Seeking Alpha on my iPhone. You can subscribe to more. I actually have that on my iPad, so I get 3 or 4 announcements a day of stuff that's going on in the market. And if I'm interested, I go in there and tap on it, read the article, actually pull more information as needed. So I strongly recommend that you both register for Precision Alert and Seeking Alpha, and just make it a habit to check that every day. Or this will come when things are done, but this will actually give you top 10 financial news. It's pretty cool. I like it. It doesn't take the place of actually, reading the newspaper, or watching the news, or reading the Wall Street Journal, but the subjects that are going to be covered in those media, in that sense of in that source of media, like the Wall Street Journal, because Seeking Alpha is right there up front, and you get the announcement like at 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. You don't have to read it then, but clearly it's in front of the news. Investopedia, most of you probably have already heard of this. It's actually a glossary, and it also gives you examples. So if I talk about the weighted average cost of capital, which you covered in Finance 301 at the end, you can go in here and do definition, go in there, type in weighted average cost of capital. It will tell you what it means, it will give you an example, and it will point you to other sources of information that will help you more understand it. So the way I look at this, don't ask me what something means. You need to go and look for it yourself. So you'll run across terms, you'll go, what does that mean? Well, Investopedia is a really great source for that. It's actually backed by Forbes magazine. Right, and then there's the Bloomberg Business, Financial News, Economic News. It's kind of a publication that comes out. Now I've got a couple other things. This is historical risk-free rates. We may or may not mess with that later on. Cheat sheet. I call it cheat sheet, although people don't like that term. They're keys to get you around Bloomberg. So there's basic key strokes that you can use to get virtually any information you want on Bloomberg. More on that later. Kind of some background on Duff and Phelps. That's basically over with by the time we really start talking. That competition takes place at the end of the year. They kind of switched it on this last year. So students, we have a team that's submitting January 31st. If they make it into the finals, they'll go up to New York and present to a panel of judges. I've been a judge in the past. I'm not this year. It's really changed significantly, but it's kind of a cool competition way to get your name out there, be recognized. And then every once in a while you'll see me put some more resources. This is actually how to build a common size and trends on Excel. It's me, starring me on the video, kind of showing you how to do that. Pretty straightforward and easy. Right? So let's that is additional resources, and then of course there's extras. I don't know what's the difference between the two. We have a CFA investment research team this year. They're submitting also on January 31st. Our hope is that they will, not hope, but expectation is that they'll make it through to the Richmond finals, and that they will score #1 in Richmond and go on to Denver. If they can score #1 in Denver, they'll go to Thailand. So this happens in the fall. Submission January 31st. If this is something that you're interested in, and if you're not graduating before May of 2015, please just let me know. Something I'm really invested in. I'm a faculty advisor. Alright, so, and then Bloomberg exercises. I'll be pulling some of the projects from this. This is just a big old PDF. I'm not kidding you, it's huge. Of any kind of exercises. If you go through this and do all of these exercises, you essentially are Bloomberg certified. And then that's about it. I think I've covered all the extra stuff. You guys know what the discussion board is. You certainly can use that at any point in time. I don't necessarily check it, but you can create a forum for your students, or I might create a forum for you. And then tools, your grades. Your grades is a little funky right now. It's got total score on it. I can't seem to get rid of it. Remember that you have a weighted average score, so the total number of points does not indicate the grade that you'll have in the class. You'll have to multiply that by the weights associated with that. Right? So I hope this helped. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday.